Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 126 here on season 1. And today we are talking about, should I keep all my money in Acorns? This question comes from one of my subscribers. His name is Christopher Michael, and he asks, or says, I notice you have all your money all over the place. That's kind of true. Would it be more beneficial for you to keep your money in one place? If you have a larger amount in one place, wouldn't you have a higher rate of return? So this is a great question. I actually kind of already answered this question in a different episode because somebody asked about opening up a stash account as well as already having an Acorn account. And so the simple answer is, if all my accounts were the same as far as rate of return, as far as the amount of fees that I pay on the account, and all that kind of stuff, and dividends, then my rate of return would not be affected regardless of the size of the account. So say I had $500 or $1,000 in my Acorns account, and I got a 10% return on that. I would have $100 over the course of a year. Same thing with stash. If it was $1,000 over there, it would be another $100. If I had $2,000 in my Acorns account and I got a 10% return, I would have $2,200 instead of $1,100 over here and over here. So it's the same exact money. However, the problem is when you start adjusting the rate of return or the fees that you pay or the dividends and all that kind of stuff. So, for instance, on stash, I have to pay $12 a year to hold that account. They have a $1 fee every single month. So that account, I actually make $12 less than I would on my Acorns account. So even though both of them are about a 10% return, technically it would have made more sense for me last year to considering that if I got the same rate of return, it would have made more sense for me to have all my money that was in stash in Acorns, because then I would have actually earned $12 more over on Acorns, giving me a higher return rate than it would if I had it all in stash, which would have meant that I would lose quite a bit more money. So if stash didn't charge any fees, then it would make more sense for me to have my money over on stash because I'm getting a higher rate of return. However, they're taking $12 still. But if I was getting a high enough rate of return that compensated for that $12, and then I was still making more than what Acorns could produce, then it would make more sense for me to have my money over there. So on Acorns, I don't pay any fees because I use my student email right now, which they give you, I think, up to 4 years to have an account that's free. So it saves you $48 where you would be paying that. And then also, but it would. So basically, it's free for 4 years, where, like, honestly, the best idea would be for you to keep a larger amount in one place, but that doesn't guarantee a higher rate of return or anything like that. So, for instance, I could have all my money on over at Acorns and get a 6% return, but if I'm getting a 10% return over on stash, then it's going to balance out and be an 8% return or something like that. So it would make sense for me to diversify in that sense. However, if you are like really sure and you're like, I just want to keep all my money in one spot, there's nothing wrong with that. You just run the risk of not having as great a return. However, if you're like vice versa, put all your money in stash and you get a 10% return and you don't have any money in Acorns, then you make 10% return, where if you had it both, then you would still make only 8%. So diversification is good, but it does hurt your upside as well as your downside a little bit. So that's the risk that you run with dollar cost averaging, with diversifying your portfolio, anything like that. So it's like buying a stock that's $1 and letting it go down to 50 cents. Like, you're going to lose a ton of money, or going up to $2, like you're going to make a ton of money. However, if you were in 5 or 10 or 20 or 50 different stocks and they all fluctuated, like that 50-cent drop on that dollar stock, you wouldn't really notice it because all the other stocks might eat up the drop that happened on that one. So that's why diversification is important. Anyways, I feel like that it pretty much sums up the question. So I wouldn't really have a higher rate of return. I would just have all my money in one spot, which might be, honestly, for some people, might be easier for them to manage than having it in 4, 5, 6 different places. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the question of the day, and that is, what is the best colored dress to wear to prom? Well, seeing that I've never worn a dress to prom, if I had to guess, one of my prom dates, she wore a I think it was red dress, that was really nice. That was really easy to match with. So I would recommend a red dress. I do also appreciate, I think a yellow dress is good. And maybe even like a turquoise kind of color. So I think all those red, yellow, turquoise, just don't go with white. I don't think white's very acceptable. That's kind of like a wedding dress. It might scare your actual prom date away. And I don't think black is acceptable. I don't know, you could go black, but maybe someone might think it's like a funeral or something. And anyways, that's pretty much it. So if you're looking for a prom dress, red, yellow, or turquoise. Anyways, if you have any questions regarding Stash, Acorns, or Robinhood, as well as general investing advice, business, Etsy, or coaching, feel free to post those down below, and I will get them on the next episode. But until next time, or tomorrow, don't forget to subscribe up here and check out how I keep a 9% return on my Stash account, and then check out this other video right here. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.